Hi, my name is Koya. I work at Projectors Consulting. I'm here today just to give you a few tips on how to ace your competency questions in an interview situation. A competency-based question is a question that is very much like the storytelling aspect. When you apply for a role, it gives the interviewer a chance to actually get an in-depth understanding of how you react in any given scenario, and it normally forms the base of a question by asking a series of questions starting with tell me about a time, explain, describe, etc. Now, these questions sometimes seem quite daunting to candidates, and they're often the questions where you can stumble. The main reason why candidates do stumble is they expect that there is a really lengthy answer needed. However, these questions are best when they're actually tackled in a specific format, and that format is called S.T.A.R. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about it. Now, S.T.A.R stands for Situation, Task, Action and Result. And if you use this miraculous format, you will find that these answers will be brilliant and you'll be able to overcome any problems or hesitations you might have in an interview situation. Let's start with situation. Situation is really an expectation that you will talk about the background, give context to your answer. An example of a question that they could ask would be, tell me about a time when you've had to work in a high pressure environment. In this case, situation would be giving them a background and setting. For example, 3 weeks ago, while I was working on a project, we had a very tight deadline as a big client was coming in and we had to fulfill it. It is then that you move on to the task. So the task is asking you, what do you need to do? If we lead into the part before with the same question, you can say, so basically we had a project, it was coming in a few weeks and the deadline was really close. Now I was asked or tasked with leading this project and coordinating a team of 16 engineers across different backgrounds. Then you move on into the next, and that is the action. So what did you do in this scenario to make sure that the deadline was met? In this particular case, in the example of the question, I would say, for example, what I had done in terms of managing teams, any processes, any agile product methodologies I utilized. There's a whole range of ways you can answer this question, but always focus on things that showcase your skill as opposed to the skill of other teammates. And you must always finish with the result. This is the most important part, and often this is the part that people miss in interview questions. What they want to know is what happened as a consequence of the situation, task, and the actions you took. Now, this result is always got to be something that showcases how you went above and beyond what was expected of you, and so please bear this in mind when thinking of examples to use. Now, this is just a very quick summary, but if you do come across a competency-based question, remember that you can tell a story using these 4 short points: situation, task, action, and result, to get a very good answer across to the interviewer in the most concise way possible. Good luck.